Welcome everyone to the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host Michael Pickering. That's right, Lo-Fi as in low fidelity, low quality, in your face, messy as can be global news show. And today we're doing a special United Nations episode. That's right. It's that time of year where leaders of the world all come to New York City to talk all that bullshit. And straight to it, let's start with the bullshit out of Bolsonaro's mouth, the president of Brazil. This is a man who doesn't really think the 19's an issue and really doesn't care about the Amazon rainforest, indigenous people, and yet, he's at the UN talking noise like Brazil's immunization numbers are way, way out there and that Amazon deforestation is so low. Shenanigans, my friends, simply shenanigans. Do your homework, peeps. This president is simply standing up in front of the world and straight lying. But hey, what can we expect? It's Bolsonaro after all. But let's see who else is talking at the UN. Well, actually, we can tell you one who wants to be talking at the UN this week, and that's the Taliban. That's right, they want to be recognized. Like right now, recognized as the official government of Afghanistan. They said no more waiting. And they want to talk in front of the entire world at the UN in New York. Like right now. And the Taliban have written an official letter of complaint to the UN committee that makes these kind of decisions, and they are objecting to the previous ambassador to the UN from the former Afghan government and challenging their credentials to speak at the assembly. So we will be very, very interested to see what the UN does here. Write in and let us know. Do you think the United Nations will let the Taliban speak this week or not? Curious what you're thinking out there, as always. All right, now let's switch gears to Thursday's Lo-Fi Trivia. Oh, yeah. And today, we're doing a special Autumn Equinox edition. So, right to it. Question number 1. What is the autumn equinox, also known as the fall equinox? And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Survey says, and any and all of the following are acceptable answers, but it is the official first day of fall in the Northern Hemisphere, and it's one of 2 days of the year with equal amounts of daytime and nighttime. And it's also the end of summer, and the days start to become shorter and shorter as we approach the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year, which happens in December for the Northern Hemisphere. All right, question number 2 then. Is the day of the fall equinox always the same on September 22nd? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, it is not. While generally the equinox does fall on the 22nd, it can actually fall on the 21st through the 24th. Now you know. Now to question number 3. Does the equinox really mean 12 hours of day and night for everyone on Earth? A good question indeed, eh? What do we think out there? And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, although equinox does come from Latin meaning equal night, but only those places on or near the equator actually experience this 12 hours of equal time. Now to question number 4. How long have humans been celebrating the equinox and solstice? And I'll give you a 7 count for this one because it's a pretty big thing to think about. How long have we humans even known that there are days in the year where it's equal day and equal night? How long have we been that good at keeping time? And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Our answer? Well, we really don't know. I know you're going to hate that one, but just listen to me. I mean, we know thousands of years for sure, but just how many thousands of years, we can't truly be sure. Because, take for instance, we know Stonehenge was possibly built with intention of celebrating these events, the solstice and the equinox. And Stonehenge was built about 5,000 years ago, so those things together, we know we as humans have been celebrating the equinox and the solstice for at least 5,000 years. But really, it could be a whole lot longer than that, but we just don't have any written record to tell us. And now to question number 5. What astrological sign starts with the fall equinox? And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Libra, the balance. Which kind of makes sense, all things being equal and all. Go ahead and write in and let us know how much of that lo-fi loot did you win today with all your equinox knowledge. But back to the grind, that is people talking noise at the United Nations meeting in New York. Well, Iran's newly elected president took to the stage for the first time, and he wasted no time talking bad about the U.S., citing the January 6 U.S. Capitol invasion and the falling of Afghanistan to the Taliban so quickly once the U.S. started pulling out. And to put 2 and 2 together, he says the U.S. hegemony in the world, well, it ain't what it used to be. And lo-fi listeners out there, write in and let us know your thoughts. Do you think he has a point? Is the U.S. hegemony in the world today over? An interesting topic, to be sure. And another interesting UN celeb out there took the stage. The King of Saudi Arabia spoke to the crowds of NYC. And a couple of big takeaways. Number 1, they still don't agree with Iran having nuclear weapons, and they support the renewal of the Iran nuclear talks/deal, which will start taking place soon enough. So, good things going there. And number 2, Saudi Arabia has already started talking with Iran about potentially reestablishing diplomatic ties. And he wants this to continue. And we here on the show, we've talked about this before. If those talks are fruitful and Iran and Saudi Arabia end their bitter rivalry, this could completely change the power dynamics in the region. And that rivalry could turn into a powerful tag team in the Middle East. Definitely something to keep your eyes on, people. We'll update you more as we hear it. But now, a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day. There's so much talk about what's going on at the United Nations, and talk about what's going on in the world today. Well, we thought it'd be kind of fitting to close out on what's going on above the world today, out there in space. Oh, you know we love that space talk. And China had another robotic supply ship dock with their space station successfully, and everything went well, and their plans are going off quite nicely to have a fully operational space station of their own very, very soon. And then there'll be 2 operational space stations orbiting the world. But again, this will be all China's, no one else's. The International Space Station that's already up there is a partnership of countries. And truthfully, that station is getting old and it won't last forever. So unless some other countries start building a 3rd space station, China is sitting pretty with a space station of their own and could be the only one in the not-too-distant future up there. Everyone's so busy down here. Few countries take the time to look up. Interesting, is it not? And that's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Letters of the Lofi Poli Sci coming back next week. Check it out. Our topic this issue, Dear Diary, life is... Oh, yes, indeed. Find out what our writers have to say and get on that emailing list now. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Peace and well-being to all my human beings out there. Much love and always the best. Pickering, signing off.